What is hatching, Toga peeps? OldManTup coming at you today with a video for the first time since July. Yeah, we've taken a little break, gotten our head straight, and we are ready to move forward with Season 2 of the UAPB, the United Association of Peanut Butter Battlers, coming back at you for Round 2. Last videos we had uploaded were from that. We have drafted, and we are, this is the team builder for Week 1 against the New York Gliscor. But let's go over the team we drafted first. In the order of the draft, we drafted 5th, which is a fine spot in my opinion. I like that spot. And we picked first overall for us on the 5th pick was Mega Diancie. I've seen it, and I've really gotten to appreciate it and seen it do some things, which is why it's the first thing you're going to see on the screen right here. Number 2 is Salamence, who is our Z-Move user. We only get one. This is more or less GBA rolls straight down the line. So that is this was a tiered draft, and that is why we have some of the things we have. Next we picked Melodic, which I have had experience with in the past in the PPL D2. I inherited a team with Melodic on it, and I loved it. Rip Colton in the coil set. Next is Kartana, which is something me in the front office have been looking forward to using for a while. We were going to draft it in the TTM tournament, but it didn't get to us. Next we have Darmanitan, another Pokemon I've really been looking forward and trying to squeeze into a team, and I thought this would be a really good chance. Now, for those of you who have been paying attention, we've made 5 picks, and we have a Fire, Water, Grass, and a Dragon Fairy Steel Core, with Mega Diancie, Salamence, and Kartana, and Melodic, Kartana, and Darmanitan. So we have the 2 major cores nailed down. The Pokemon themselves work relatively well together and cover weaknesses. Next we went with our very good friend Miltank, who we have used in the past and I love. Next we picked up Mesprit, then Diggersby, Cofagrigus, Zebstrika, and we finished off with Venomoth the Sweeper. Just so happens one of the boys in my front office was one of the boys in YoFizz, aka Fizzy Stardust, front office when they swept one of our other very good friends, Crimson Seabad, with the Venomoth in the GBA. So we've been looking to try and fit that on the team, and it was good, and the only thing we really needed with our leftover points at that point in the draft, so that's what we picked. Now, our Week 1 opponent is a division matchup. We are in the... what are we in? We are in the Sun Conference. Sunni, S-U-N-N-E. So we're going to say the Sun Conference. We are in the Orange Division. It's not listed on this page what it is. But our division is the Pittsburgh Piratas, the New York Gliscor, the Washington Weavile, and the Amherst Excelgors. 2 of those teams we played last season, so we have got a little bit of taste of their playstyle. And the first team we're going to be playing this season is the New York Gliscors, with the Mighty Gliscor as the coach. And their team will go in the draft order. Kyurem Black, which is their Z-Move user, Dugtrio, Primarina, Tangrowth, Uxie, Hitmontop, Rip, Mega Aerodactyl, Xurkitree, Salazzle, Durant, and Dusclops. Now, looking at this team, our matchup, Mega Diancie wrecks the majority of this team. There's a few things on his team that can come in and scare it out. Dugtrio comes in, traps it, kills it with an Earthquake. Hitmontop, after prior damage, with the possibility of having Technician, can fake out Bullet Punch us, and we are quad weak to the Bullet Punch, and Hitmontop's attack isn't that bad. A Life Orb set could be beneficial for him. We'll have to wait and see what he brings. Based off team matchup, I don't think he's going to bring Mega Aerodactyl, even though it is the fastest thing on his team. Some of the other things, we handle everything else relatively well. So let's get into what we are bringing this week. We have Kyber Crystal. It's a Star Wars reference for those of you who aren't nerdy enough to nerd the nerd. Kyber Crystal, our Mega Diancie, which gets the Magic Bounce ability when it Mega Evolves, which is going to help us try and keep the hazards off our side if we can get an early Mega up. But this, pretty much once Dugtrio is down, and some of his walls have a little bit of wear and tear on them, wins the game. We get a rock polish up on something that doesn't want to come in or can't hit us hard enough to stop us from rock polishing, and it's game over. After the rock polish, we outspeed everything on his team, and if we can get stealth rocks up, we pretty much one-shot everything with the combination of moves that we have, which are Moonblast, Earth Power, and Power Gem. That rips through his team. So the only thing we have to be worried about is, like I said, is the Dugtrio. After a rock polish, we do, I believe we outspeed, max speed, choice, scarf, Dugtrio. And as long, well, the only other option that we'd have to worry about was Focus Sash, but if we have the rocks up, it doesn't matter because we'll one-shot it with the Moonblast. But I mean, this wreaks havoc on his team. Moonblast one-shots Kieran Black, Dugtrio, Primarina. If it's a special set, like I said, it's the wall we need to wear down because we don't hit it as hard. Tang Growth after prior damage, even the Assault Vest set doesn't want to stand and 1v1 us. Yuxi, we win that battle unless it paralyzes us, which would be no bueno. We don't want to see the T-Wave come out, so if we can get Yuxi out of the way, that would be fantastic. Like I said, the issues we have with Hitmontop are the Bullet Punch possibility and Technician. Mega Aerodactyl just gets its face wrecked by a Power Gem every day of the week, especially if rocks are up. Xurkitree, Earth Power, GG. Salazzle, Earth Power, GG. Durant, if it's a bulky set, I don't see him bringing Durant to this matchup. It doesn't really have a great matchup against us. It's not the fastest thing, and we just pound it into the ground. Dusclops, another one of those walls. If we could get the Eviolite knocked off, that would be fantastic. But it's one of the few things that can come in and reliably take hits from this Mon. So max special attack, modest, enough speed, like I said, to outspeed all the things we need to after a rock polish. And where's our mouse at? There it is. Next we're going to go to Aerial, the Melodic, Rocky Helmet, Skull, Dragon Tail, Recover, and Toxic. This is more or less just a phaser to cycle his team out after we get some hazards set up. This sits in front of a lot of his team and just, you know, laughs because it tickles. A lot of the things on his team really doesn't have much that's going to stand up against Melodic, so it's a reliable wall to bring in on a lot of things. Purely physically defensive set, Skull, Dragon Tail, Recover, Toxic, to just come in, be annoying, take the physical hits, whittle down the team. This team is about huge offense and chip damage right now. That's more or less all it is, because once we get chip damage, shuffle his team around a little bit, maybe get a little bit of status flowing around, Kyber pretty much just sweeps at the end of the game. So next we're going to bring Team Disu. For those of you who don't know, the original name before it was translated into Kofagrigus was like Desukun or something like that. At the time, I was a member of the illustrious Team Disu, or Desu, or however you want to say it, with Yofiz, Black Spotted Zebra, Super Blah 411, our good friend Pokemon trainer Ridley, and a bunch of other guys. So when I drafted this, there was no other name for it besides Team Disu. So we have leftovers, Mummy, because Mummy is a great ability. Toxic Spikes, Calm Mind, Rest with the Hex. He really doesn't have anything that wants to come in and take a Ghost type attack. He doesn't have a normal type Pokemon. So I mean, outside of Durant, he really doesn't have much that wants to come in and take a status boosted Hex. Toxic Spikes for more of that delicious whittle down chip damage effect. We are purely physically defensive again. We're running Sassy Nature because we don't want to lose any stats. We could have run the offense. We could have run the Bold Nature, but, you know. What you gonna... That probably would have been better if he had any Foul Play users. I don't know that he does. I don't know. That was what we went with. Gives us gives us the opportunity to set up after he attacks and do all the fun things. So that's awesome. Like I said, this thing in its own right could set up a few calm minds after whittling down his huge offensive threats, and again win the game once we get toxic spikes up. Next, we're gonna go to Meme Magic, the Mesprit, Leftovers, Levitate ability, Healing Wish, Stealth Rock, Psyshock, and T-Wave. This is more or less just a utility set with enough speed to outspeed his slower mons and get a few T-Waves off on switch-ins and all that fun stuff. This, again, just to get rocks up, possibly paralyze something. If we're low, get off that Healing Wish, which is more or less a free U-turn, or just drop some Psyshocks on some things, and that would be fantastico. Next, we're going to bring in the man in the back, set a everyone attack, and it turned into a Ballroom Blitz. The Darmanitan, those of you who don't understand the Ballroom Blitz episode, you're probably not old enough. Look it up on YouTube. One of my favorite songs, specifically the Wayne's World version, because that was where I was introduced to it. Wayne's World, awesome movie. Go watch it if you haven't. Mike Myers doesn't make many good movies, but that was definitely one of them. Dana Carvey, best supporting actor ever. So, Sheer Force ability, Flare Blitz, U-turn, Superpower, and Earthquake. Hits his team really hard. The speed we have, I think, matches Jolly Max Speed Mega Aerodactyl. But again, I don't expect him to bring Mega Aerodactyl, but we do have the ability to speed tie it because that is his fastest thing. I believe this also speed ties us with Adamant or Modest Kyurem Black, I think. I don't remember the exact calc. I know we speed tie Mega Aerodactyl. So, yeah. I really don't think he's going to bring Scarf Kyurem Black because we can just easily switch around his team at that point with the mons we have. So that's what we're looking at right now. Yep, that is Ballroom Blitz. Next we're going to bring in I'm a Hugger, the Diggersby. That's a wrestling reference for those of you who get it. Put who you think the reference is to in the comments down below, and I will tell you how awesome you are. Okay, this is a straightforward choice banded Diggersby. Huge power, spikes, knockoff, U-turn, Earthquake. This is more or less scare something out, knock off, set up a layer of spikes, or U-turn out. At the end of the game, once all of his levitators or flying mons, which is Yuxi and Mega Aerodactyl, who we don't think he's going to bring to this matchup, just Earthquake everything. Just Earthquake all the things. I mean, even Tangrowth comes in and doesn't want to eat Earthquakes to the face for days. So, knockoff utility, spikes in the event we just want to, you know, get the idea of what he's going to do early on if we end up with a good matchup. Set up the spikes, get the hazards rolling. And we're in a unique speed tier at 78 versus his team. We don't need much speed except for the 8 EVs that we got on there. This is Adamant, and this is just meant to lay down the booms. And even his walls don't really want to stay in and take too many hits from this thing. So that is the team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think of the team we drafted overall, and are you excited for Season 2 of the UAPB? I know I am. But anyways, guys, this has been OldManTup, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.